For the first time this season, we're taking left-hand turns and right-hand turns. Welcome in, everybody. This is round number 8 of the Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series. We are live coming to you from Watkins Gun International, the 7-turn road course. On tap tonight, 65 laps. Should be a good one, as these guys are taking their practice laps here with about 6 minutes to go until we grid the field. We're going to get a word from a couple guys here in just a minute, but we'll get you started here on the race format. Our stages tonight, 20, 20, and 25 for the lap counts. Kind of even stages, so we'll kind of have to see how that goes. Kind of long green flag run. Cautions are going to be a little bit different. It's only going to be for kind of big incidents. It's going to be a little bit more discretionary than we would normally see. So it's going to be fun to watch for sure. Road course racing is a lot of fun. These guys are going to struggle with these race cars all night long. And I am ready to get it going just as much as a lot of these drivers are. If you watched our qualifying last night, Mason Hausmann is on the pole for tonight's event with a 113.49. So he'll roll off from P1. We'll get through the starting order. Once we actually get the cars gridded, we'll have a long time to do it, so we should be able to get through the entire grid tonight. 29 cars are in here tonight to tackle tonight's race. They're sponsored, as always, by JCB Excavation and William Rice, along with Supreme Ape since the very beginning of our road. And it's been fun to see everything kind of grow as we've gotten going here, and it's going to continue to be fun, I know, for us and for all these guys that are involved. With all of that said, so I'm adjusting some of my volume settings here, we are going to get a word from a couple of guys while I get my personal stuff taken care of here. I got it. We're going to get to 2 guys probably before the race. Not as many as I would have liked, but we're going to do our best here with what we've got. So I want to first go to our pole sitter, Mason Hausmann. We'll get him in here. Oh, I got it. I'm dragging him now. Well, working on it. We'll get him in here and get a word from him as we get going. Hey, Mason, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Sorry.
Hey. You got me, bud?
Let me pull off inside of the chapter.
Oh, you okay?
Right. I'm here now.
Alright, man. Well, you're starting on the pole tonight. You ran a blazing quick lap last night in qualifying, so I want to know what your plan is here as we tackle our first road course of the season.
Yeah, of course, strategy will come into play, but also making sure to stay in front of everybody, as you know that this track might be gruesome to be able to stay behind someone, and as soon as they wreck, you really got nowhere to go because it's a road course that will get loose if you try to swerve away from them. So my whole goal is to try to be in front of everybody at the end. Of course, that's everyone's goal, but just make sure I'm doing it in the first part of the race.
Definitely is everybody's goal to try to stay out front. You've got the best chance to do it rolling off from P1. You've taken over the points lead in the last couple of weeks, so I want to know, being locked in both on points and with a win already at Bristol, does it change how you're going to run these last 7 or 8 races here before the playoffs, or are you just going to kind of keep your head down and keep it going as you've done all season?
Well, you probably know what my answer is going to be. I'm going to keep going, trying to try to get more points, because as everyone knows, Camelo's back, and he's my teammate now, so me and him might have a little bit of a team battle, but Zach is very fast, so I'm going to be keeping my head down and trying to stay in front of him.
Yeah, well, we're excited both to have y'all on a team and to have Camelo back, obviously, and y'all have a really good team looking over there at South Beach Motorsports, so keep your head down, keep working, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon.
Thank you.
So that was Mason Hausmann in the 17. He'll be rolling off from the pole here in about a minute and a half or so. It's going to be a lot of fun for him, I'm sure, as he's taken over the points lead in the last couple of weeks. And we're going to go, obviously, ironically enough, right back to his teammate, Zach Comella. We're going to try to get him in here and get a word from him, as it's his first points race back since he took a couple of weeks off for a move. So it's definitely been good to have him back. Obviously last week in the All-Star race, but now it's for points, and he's got to make up the ground he has lost the last couple of weeks. Let's hear from him. Hey, Zach, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
10-4.
All right, well, you were back last week, but now you're back for points. So you've got some ground to make up after missing a couple of weeks. So we're coming to a road course. I mean, how do you plan to attack this course here tonight?
Well, I mean, I guess tonight's going to be all about patience. It's just another one of those races where you definitely can't win on lap one, not with a track with this many turns and all the difficult right-handers, the bus stop, all that stuff. So I'm going to run my racing line, whoever I pass in the process. That's just a bonus. And hopefully everything works out towards the end and get that last stage break. I'm up near the front and able to put together a good line. See if I can bring it home.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to watch you attempt to do that. So you're back for points racing now. Obviously, you got last week at Rockingham, but now that you're back for points, did it kind of ruin your rhythm to be gone for a couple weeks, or do you think you're back in the groove now that you've been back for about a week?
No, I mean, it's one of those things where certainly you can feel the fatigue difference after you've been going for a few weeks. You're not used to running as many laps, obviously, or running any laps at all. But I think this is a good track to rebuild stamina, I guess, if you will, because of the difficulty and the intricate process of driving here. But other than that, I mean, I'm really happy with what we've done this week, and I don't think this is going to be an issue for us.
All right, well, we're going to check it in practice, so we'll let you get on to it. Good luck tonight. I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon.
All right, man. Take it easy.
And that was Zach O'Mella in the 2, and you'll see him rolling off from, I believe, if I'm looking at it here, E14. So he's got some work to do here early on in this one. But no doubt he'll be able to get to the front, I'm sure, pretty quickly. He's shown speed pretty much all week. Didn't quite get the qualifying lap he probably wanted, but hopes to rebound tonight at Watkins Glen. So we've got the cars onto the grid, and we'll start to get them called out here. Obviously, Mason Hausmann is on the pole. We talked to him a little bit ago. You've heard his strategy for the night, rolling off from P1. See if he can get it done. Outside of him is Chris Stitz in the 41 machine. Only his third start, I believe, and he's already shown speed between Chicagoland and last week in the All-Star race at Rockingham. So going to be very interesting to see what he can do tonight when it comes to tackling this road course. Next row back, going to be Brendan Bogo, who runs racing, along with Gavin Rogers. These are two guys that have shown speed all week long. They are very, very good at road courses. Gavin Rogers, obviously our Chicago winner just a couple of weeks ago. So he's looking to build on some momentum as he pushes towards the playoffs here with just 8 races to go. So we reach those playoffs. Next row behind them is row number 3. It's going to be Shane Cochran in the 86. And John Curtis, teammate to Brendan Bogo, is going to be outside of him in position number 6. Row number 4 is going to consist of the Mad Dog, Ian Nelson, in the 28, along with Brad Allison in the 03. They are 7th and 8th. And 9th and 10th is going to be Alex Coffey in the 777. And Tyler Bentley in the 55, looking for a good run this week after he lost his points lead a few weeks ago. He needs one to go his way, and he's hoping for it to be tonight at Watkins Glen. Starting in the 11th position is supposed to be Matthew Coker. He has not taken the grid, so instead 11th will actually be Don Milkowicz in the 54. And 12th is going to be TJ Roberts. TJ is another guy. Finally got one to go his way at Chicagoland. He finished a race finally. And he was definitely very relieved to have done that, but he's looking for more now. We know he's fast, and we'll see what he can get done from the 12th position tonight. Starting in 13th now is going to be Marcus Miller in the 34. Pretty decent starting spot for him here to start this one off, and we'll see how it goes for him here. And one of his best starting positions of the year, if I'm not mistaken. In 14th, the guy you just heard from, it's Zach O'Mella. He's starting mid-pack tonight in his first points race back, and we'll see what he does to attack the 7-turn road course. Starting 15th is going to be Cody Harrelson in the 4K. He's looking for a good run without incident, hopefully. He's a guy that really needs one to go his way after a couple of just unfortunate starts when it comes to luck. Outside of him, 16th, going to be Jonathan Hammond in the 92. He's coming off a couple of really, really solid runs, and he's hoping to continue to build on that momentum as we head towards the playoffs. James Kubanek starts in 17th. He's another guy looking for a good run. It's going to be a lot of guys in the field tonight. And starting 18th is going to be Matthew Fleming in the 88. We'll go through the rest of the field quickly. Paul Ferdiani is back here. Clint McGill, Ron Holmes, Cody Griffith, Griffin Williams, Jason Waller, Mason Riggle, Nathan Bentley, and Steve Korosek is back with us tonight. Good to have Steve back.
Green flag.
Pace car turns off. The green flag is out. We are underway from our first road course of the year. Field heads for turn 1. Let's see if we can get through it without incident. Guys slowing down. Looks good for the most part. A couple guys go off track, but that's normal in turn 1. We got a battle for the race lead in the S's. It's Hausmann going to clear Stitz here up to these left-handers, onto a right-hander here as he gets onto a straightaway. Gavin Rogers is on the move. He is coming for second from Chris Stitz as Mason Hausmann makes his way down to the bus stop. Hard break there into the bus stop. Gavin Rogers is through to second. Stitz falls into third. Oh, Cochran's off the racetrack. He's going to hold on to it, but he's going to lose some spots. Whoa! Alex Coffey got very, very close to the back into that 86 machine.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a story that we see tonight. A lot of guys going to be going off a little bit wide on that bus stop, especially after restarts with the cold tires.
Oh, yeah. So we get towards turn 6, a hard left into a hard right, 6 and 7. And they'll come back out on the front straightaway, complete lap 1. Mason Hausmann will be your leader after lap 1. Closest battle to the front is right here between Brad Allison and Alex Coffey, I believe. Maybe it's Sean Curtis. So Brad Allison's going to take that spot. He's on the move early. He's up to P4. Good to see Brad already having a really, really solid run. There you see Camella. He is making his way into closer to the top 10. I'm not sure we've had any incidents yet.
Yeah, looks pretty clean from my point of view here. Looks like a couple of off tracks, pretty much what we expect. I do see a car off the pace. I believe that is the 43 of Cody Griffith. Might have gotten into the wall a little bit on the front stretch.
That's unfortunate. Cody's a guy that's been looking for a good run for the last few weeks, and he has been with us. And just can't seem to get it to go his way, and was hoping to get that tonight. He is actually on the pit lane now, so... A tough start. Paul Ferdiani slow on the bus stop. 66 may be in trouble here, as Mason has checked out. How about this from the 17 early on? Looking to be our first two-time winner of the year, I do believe. And putting on a pretty good show early. He's going to lead lap 2. And he's gone.
He really wants to get
Rogers.
The opportunity to be the first repeat winner, but right behind him, Gavin Rogers looking to do the exact same thing. These have been two guys that are extremely fast whenever it comes to our practice races.
And Griffith has rejoined the racetrack, so you're going to get your first experience with lap traffic here with primarily Gavin Rogers in second, because Mason had actually already gotten past the 43. Here you go, here you go. Here comes the 77. He's going to catch him off the straightaway. This is not a good spot if you're Gavin Rogers. I may have just heard that Cody may be pulling off right here, and he is. So Cody's going to bring it to a stop here at the edge of the bus stop, and I think let everybody track on by, and he is. So a courteous move there from Cody Griffith. Griffin Williams is off the pace, as well as Ian Nelson. They're back in turn 1. The 19 of McGill is there as well. Lots of cars struggling early. Guys that are started kind of close to the front of the field. 31 of Matthew Coker is there as well. No. Trying to find a battle here. Mostly single file most of the way back here.
It's about what we expect from this. These road courses tend to be car versus track, driver versus themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we went single file and didn't really get any good racing for the majority of our first two stages.
I did run some practice this week, and you're right. It's a lot of racing environment rather than racing the cars around you, especially now when you're single file. You're just racing the racetrack, trying to make up as much time as you can. You heard Zach kind of talk about it. He was going to run his racing line, and whoever he passed in the process, it's just a bonus. He's passed 4 cars as it stands right now, as has Don Milgowitz. He's up to P9. Cody Harrelson's up 6 spots. He's P11 right now. He's under fire from TJ Roberts, though. Brendan Bogo has dropped from 3rd to 13th early on in this race, so a big drop. Jason Waller's up 9 spots. He's in 16th. I believe that's our biggest mover. Oh, nope, Steve Korsak is up 9 spots. He's in P20. Ian Nelson started 7th. He's 25th. Coker started 11th. Well, technically did not start 11th. I think he might have started from the pit area. So a lot of varying storylines early on in this race. We're going to see that a lot tonight for sure. We're still looking for a battle on track. Let's see if we got any two-wide racing. Wow, big gap between Marcus Miller and Jonathan Hammond, and holy cow, there's a huge gap right here.
Yeah, I believe Hammond was saying that he wanted to be very patient in this race, maybe wait it out until the final stage and kind of see how everyone else is racing the track before he gets aggressive.
Well, here's Matthew Coker. He's going to take 22nd from Ron Holmes. A couple cars a lap down. James Kubanek has actually disconnected, unfortunately, and I think the same is true for Jacob Hoppy. He actually never started the race. I'm not sure what happened there. Cody Griffith is also a lap down. He saw him get lapped there as he came to the pit lane. Luckily, early in the race, still a long way to go for him. So he'll be able to hopefully get that back here pretty soon. So Coker's up. Here.
Coker is dropped back quite a few positions from his qualifying spot, but he did inform me before the race he did plan on starting from the pit, so might be into his strategy to maybe let guys run out ahead.
I don't blame him, frankly, if he does it. As Hausmann is putting on a show so far through the first 5 laps. He has run a flawless race to this point. We'll see if Rogers has cut the gap. He has not. He has lost time. So how about Hausmann so far? The points leader is looking really solid.
You know, he's Hausmann's kind of started as an underdog in the league early on. Didn't get very many good finishes, and then he's slowly gained momentum here, especially after he got his first win. I mean, like you said, in that race, a lot of pressure on these guys to come out here and win, and it seems like for some of them, once they get that win, it takes a lot of pressure off their shoulders, and they're able to come out here and just compete.
Yeah, and he's definitely improved. You can tell Mason has gotten a ton faster since he started with us early in the season, but man, it's great to see him run up front. He's paying off. He's got the points lead through 7 races, and he's looking to keep that going today. He's put on quite a show. They both pulled away Hausmann Rogers, that is, from Chris Stitz, who now sits in 3rd, and Shane Cochran actually runs in the 4th position. Good run so far for some guys that needed a good run to go their way. And it's good to see guys running up front that needed it. So.
Yeah, that points battle right around whenever you get down into 10th, 11th, 12th. We're looking at the final spots to get into the playoffs. And it's these guys that are running up here near the front for the majority of them. It could be their way to maybe guarantee themselves a spot into the playoffs at the end of the year by getting a good finish here.
Well, obviously Mason is pulling out right now. He's getting close to actually lapping Griffin Williams and Paul Furiani, as well as Ron Holmes. But it's still early, so Mason can't be too calm yet. He's got a long way to go still. And a lot can happen. I always thought this was going to be a wild card race where you might see somebody win who not necessarily isn't fast on an oval, but we call them road course ringers for a reason. They are the best on these flat road courses. Brad Allison is one of them. Brad Allison is very, very good here, especially once we get into a little bit longer run, and he's showing it right now. He's up to the P number 6 as we speak. I'm checking to see if anybody's moved any further towards the front. I guess our biggest mover is still Steve Korsak. He is on the move. He is in 18th after starting in 29th. So he is slowly creeping his way towards the front. Zach Camella's kind of settled out in 11th for the time being. Whoa.
Looks like Griffin Williams crashed, as
well
as James Kubanek.
Oh, man. Whoa, John Curtis got it way loose off turn 7. Whoa, Don's getting close to the back bumper of the 0-3.
Yeah, things starting to kind of get a little bit more aggressive as these guys figure out how to run this track smoothly around this traffic.
Brennan Bogo seems to have figured things out a little bit here. He closed in on Don for P number 9. He's going to actually go to the left, and Don's going to let him go. So some courtesy being shown, some give being shown early on in the races. Ooh, Zach almost got in there a little bit too high.
There's Griffin Williams off the track.
Oh, no! Griffin, what happened?
Griffin Williams and Jason Waller.
Oh, no, maybe not. Car's not gone yet. It's still driving, very slowly, but it's still driving. Jonathan Hammond, Marcus Miller, Cody Harrelson's back here. There's Steve. He's made it to 17th. He's looking for 16th on Matt Fleming. So he's going to get by him here through turn number 5.
Yeah, that carousel, very hard to run it smoothly and consistently every time, especially whenever you got a guy who maybe is a little bit faster than you coming up behind you.
Zach is back up to P10 now as he is passed to the 54 machine. So you saw him get that run off the bus stop there, and he's able to get past.
James Kubinek went for a little bit of a spin there through turn 1. You saw him sitting back there on the track.
Oh no! Yeah, he's had some internet issues tonight. I know he had mentioned something about maybe getting laps back. I don't think that's gonna. I don't know if that's gonna work for him if he spun out in turn 1. So Camella is 10th. Pogo's up to 9th, still on the move. Brad Allison's actually dropped a couple spots. He's back to 8th. Tyler Bentley is running in 7th right now. Solid run early on for Mr. Bentley.
Switching up that paint scheme, maybe looking for a little bit of good luck.
The Runts Racing cars are kind of on the move now. Alex Coffey's inside the top 5 for the first time today. John Curtis sits right behind him in 6th, about a car length back of him, actually. And this field is very spread out. Mason, I'm telling you what, Mason is gone. He is almost 5 seconds ahead of the 77. There's Chris Stitz, he's 3rd. There's Griffin. Probably not the night he wanted. Ian Nelson, same thing. Just not a great start for some guys that needed a good start.
Ooh. Cody
looking for cars off track. Oh, Cody Griffin!
Yeah, right up here.
Backed into the tires.
Luckily, those tires are a little bit more forgiving than hitting that hard steel wall. Oh yeah, the steel barrier is not ideal for sure. Multiple cars a lap down already. James Kubinek is 4 down. Cody Griffith is going to be 2 down. Same with Ron Holmes, actually just went 1 lap down. Paul Ferdiani's a lap down. Ian Nelson's a lap down. Jason Waller's a lap down. Griffin, I think, is also 2 down now. Man, guys going a lap down very, very quickly. As Mason continues to lead, we're halfway through stage 1. Going by quick here. No yellows yet, which is kind of surprising, but not unexpected. Ooh, Clint McGill went for a little bit of a spin, I believe.
Oh boy. Oh, well, he kept it going straight, at least from what I'm seeing. Yep, he's right up there ahead of Mason, going through the bus stop.
Well, this track is going to be kind of the opposite of what we normally see whenever you run the 1.5 miles. Guys have been seeming to find more success as the track heats up. Very, very cold, windy day here in New York, so it's kind of hard for these guys to get some tire wear done, get some heat into the track, and get some rubber put down. We saw a couple guys in practice trying to do just that, get their lines worked in, and as this track wears in, maybe getting about halfway through that second stage, we'll see some guys try to find some more speed out of nowhere once they get their line worked out.
So Hausmann continues to lead. Don't look now, though. Roger cut 3/10 off the gap here on the last lap. What did he do this time? Lost 6/10. So much for that. As Hausmann is just putting on a heck of a performance so far. Cody Griffith has called it an evening. So he is off track after a really rough start to the night. And Brad Allison's a lap down. I'm not sure what happened to the 0-3.
I believe he went in for a little bit of an early pit.
Could be strategy, maybe. We'll see.
Could be.
He is a lap down, though. Oh, And Cody Harrelson's taking a little bit of a spin there on the front stretch, potentially.
That is a dangerous place to be. You don't want to end up sideways in that narrow lane there. Very easily could turn out bad for you.
I can tell you he's less than happy. I'm not really sure. Jason Waller has now called it a night as well in the 97. Lots of guys calling it a night really early on.
Yeah, really unfortunate. One indicator to that may be the amount of fast repairs has been halved. We are down to 1 per car, so a lot of guys, especially at a track as difficult as this, you get some damage and then you end up with 30 minutes, 45 minutes of repairs, especially if you take turn 1 a little bit too hard, end up into the wall. That'll do it for you.
So Brad Allison's now lap down Clint McGill, Ian Nelson, Ronald, Paul Ferdiani, and Jason Waller. Jason Waller's called it a night. Cody Griffith has also called it a night. James Cabana, he's 4 laps down, so not much hope for him either, I don't think, unless he's going to get a bunch of them back. We'll see what he does strategy-wise. Next guy to get lapped is going to be Nathan Bentley. He's headed for turn 6 right now. Sorry about that. My sound equipment. I hit my volume scroll on my headset, and I'm hearing myself through. So
beautiful.
I thought my equipment had all broken, and it did not. So that's good. Allison continues to lead. He's got Brad Allison right on his tail.
Yeah, Allison's sticking pretty close. I don't know if he's maybe hoping to get his lap back or just hoping to stick around right behind Mason, maybe learn his line and then get the lucky dog by kind of being this first car let down whenever we get to our stage.
Yeah, maybe what he's going for is we've got 7 laps to go here in stage number 1. Stage 1 is flying by. Stage 2, I imagine, will do the same. We'll have to see, but Mason, there's just... Oh, wait, well, actually, I guess I shouldn't say that, because Gavin Rogers has cut a 1.5 seconds off that gap. So, don't look now, but potentially a 2-car race, we'll see. Gavin Rogers has made up time. You can tell he is making up a little bit of time here, late in the stage.
Yeah, Gavin was significantly faster on a hot track than what he was on the overcast track. You saw him struggle a little bit in qualifying, maybe went in a little bit too hard, got loose and hit the wall, but you can see the sun's kind of peeking through those clouds, and as the temperature continues to go up, if that trend stays the same and we get this cloud coverage cleared out, he could find a lot of speed very, very quickly.
The track has increased to a temperature of 91 degrees. So, already a hot racetrack. And yeah, Gavin's cut off more time. We're going to have a battle for the stage win, I do believe. Yep, he's down another 7 tenths, 5 tenths actually, sorry, half a second. But he's cut it under 3. You see him back there on the left side of your screen. Mishap. Got all of it. Technology. Oh, man. Mason's through the bus stop here with 6 to go. Less than 6 to go now in stage number 1.
Just been informed that perhaps the reason Jason Waller has called it a night is some wheel issues caused his wheel to lock up and pretty much straight line Cody Harrelson.
Oh, no. So Cody Harrelson was the victim of Jason Waller's catastrophic wheel failure. That is unfortunate. Aiden Bentley, man, look out. He's... Whoa.
Somebody's off in the grass.
There in 7. That's Shane Cochran. He was running in the top 5. He's coming to pit road.
Oh, my. Might have been maybe a tire issue. Getting a little bit too far over onto those bumpers. Grind up those tires.
Cuts us down to 16 cars on the lead lap now, and Griffin is going another lap down.
Hey, I know Griffin said he is determined to finish this race.
Well, you saw it there in turn 1 and 2. Nathan Bentley was inside of Mason Hausmann, and I can tell you Mason is not very happy. He thinks the 6 tried to race him there through the S's.
Well, wouldn't you be surprised? The guy who normally does the exact same thing getting a little bit of upset about a taste of his own medicine.
Well, Oh, man. I don't know. Gavin's getting there. I don't know if he'll have enough time. We'll see. If he's got enough time to get to the back bumper of the 17. He's going to be very close, I think. So we will see for sure. Chris Stitz is third. Alex Coffey is fourth. John Curtis is up to fifth. Tyler Bentley running sixth. Good run for the 55 so far. Brendan Bogo is seventh. How about Don Milkowicz? He's in the top 10. He's sticking around in eighth. TJ Roberts is up to ninth, so he's into the top 10. And Zach Camella has settled out right at the edge of the top 10. So that'd be your stage points as of right now. But Zach's got to be a little bit careful here. Steve Korsak is closing in on him there on the backstretch, headed for the bus stop. So we'll see how that turns out with only 4 laps to go in stage number 1.
And it's going to be interesting to see how this last couple of laps play out. You see a lot of guys battling for some important positions, getting kind of close to each other now. As tire wear kind of equalizes the speed, once you all have to brake at about the same place, it really comes down to
car off the
precision.
racetrack in turn 6. It's Paul Ferdiani. And boy, he has had a rough go at it so far. Several guys have. Just a brutal start to the night for several cars that were fast in qualifying and had something go the wrong way for them.
You see Allison and Nathan Bentley back there fighting for that spot to be the first car lap down.
Yeah, we got a fight for the lucky dog position. We may have a fight coming
and Zach
from stage
Camella
point.
goes around.
Whoa! The 2 car over in turns 1 and 2. And he's got it going the right way again. He does lose that spot though. So he will not get stage points as of right now. In fact, he's half a lap from going a lap down. 15 cars on a lead lap. Next car to get lapped is Matt Fleming. Only 3 laps to go in stage number 1.
We'll go back and see exactly what happened there with Mr. Camella. Oh, looks like a case of being a little bit too trigger happy on the throttle.
Matt Fleming's gone a lap down, make it 14 on the lead lap now. Next car to get lapped is Mason Riggle in the 5. One thing we didn't talk about is pit strategy, although I'm not 100% sure they're going to need to pit under green at least in the first 2 stages. Now, obviously, if somebody stays out right here, it's going to get a little bit more complicated. Oh, Ferdiani has looped it again at the exit of turn 7. And Don Milkowicz has hit the pit road. What happened? Oh, no. I don't know what happened
Might be
to
a
Don.
case of pitting a little bit early to maybe make up some position.
It's going to be unfortunate, though, because Mason's not showing any signs of pitting.
I believe these guys
Gavin's
can
gonna
make it at least 20 laps on fuel. Tires is going to be the main factor whenever we get into the longer runs of this race.
So we'll make sure there's no battle for stage points. There is not at the moment. We'll see how that goes here.
About the closest we see is into turn 1. You have 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, all fairly close to each other as Marcus Miller's looped it around right in front of him. Kind of stacked them all back up there.
Well, Tyler Bentley has made it up to 5th, so he's in the top 5. We'll see if Gavin can get there. He's close. It's going to take a miracle here on lap 20. Mason brings it off of 7. And here we go. One more lap to go in stage number 1 for Mr. Hausmann. He's led every lap so far. And he's got 7 more corners to negotiate. Maybe get 6 as he runs that car up out of turn number 1 and heads for the S's. And just not much going for Gavin. He's going to get close, but not quite close enough. And we're down to 11 cars. And I don't think Jonathan Hammond will get lapped. That's asking a bit much out of Mason. But
Mason is setting them up and knocking them down. He's passing cars like they're sitting still out here.
Guarantee we'll see the guys that pit here before the caution, definitely. come in here, or not come in, when the leaders do under the stage caution and get their laps back. So we'll probably have, 19 or 20 cars on the lead lap here at the end of this stage. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely
Through
expect
5,
a lot of guys going around.
for 6. We'll see. I don't think there's any battles for the stage points. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, if so, I'll wait to throw the yellow until they cross the line and let them battle back to the line, but I'm looking at my track map and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it does look like they have kind of spread out a little bit.
Mason Hausmann, how about that? Winner, stage 1.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And what a stage that was for Mason. We'll have a look here at the top 10 as everyone comes back to the pace car. Looks like it's going to be Mason Hausmann, Gavin Rogers, Chris Stitz, John Curtis, Tyler Bentley, Brennan Bogo, Alex Coffey, TJ Roberts, Steve Corset, and Matt Coker. Very, very good run for Mason and a couple other guys. All of the Runts Racing team still within the top 10. They're doing very solid during this race. They put in a lot of practice, I know, trying to get prepared for this. So now you can kind of see it all coming together as the cars start dropping out. They are still fighting for position.
So Hausmann leads it here under the caution. As the field tries to catch the pace car. As we are under our first stage caution of the evening. That means that Mason Hausmann is our Stage 1 Spectre Stage Award winner. That's a $5 bonus. Adds to a list of them this season for him. He's won a ton of stages, won a race. He is looking good here tonight so far. And they're getting up to the pace car here finally. So we'll see if the lead lap cars pit here under this caution. Lap 22 is on the board. It means we got 44 to go. So about a third of the way into our event tonight. A little bit shorter second stage, comparatively at least. Laps-wise, it'll be a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I might see some guys get up there and run a little bit harder. Oh!
Oh! Wrecking under
Kubinek goes
caution.
on.
James Kubinek is looped it.
Was not
Luckily, no
expecting
cars
traffic.
coming,
So it's looking like about 9 cars I can expect to see stay out and get their free wave around the pace car and gain a lap back to get back onto the lead
I can
lap.
tell you who's really going to benefit from this, because I know these front two are pitting. So Matthew Fleming, Brad Allison, Don Milkowicz, Mason Riggle, Nathan Bentley, they're all going to get laps back. You'd imagine Ron would get one back probably, so I would think that Chris Stitz would pit as well. He has not pit quite yet. James Kubinek maybe will get one back, or at least 5 laps down. We'll see. If he gets those laps back. And Brennan Bogo's got a ton of front-end damage on the 007.
Yeah, he did go around earlier on in the race. I'm wondering if he's just kept it out with that damage. It's obviously not affecting him too much. Still inside the top 10.
I think cars will start to pit. Yes, they will. So we'll see for sure who gets their lap back here. A lot of guys expecting to. Oh, yeah. Lots of the lead lap cars are pitting. So Ron Holmes is going to get one back, but Riggle, Allison, Bentley, they all pit. Matthew Fleming does not. Don Milkowicz does not. They'll be able to go around the base cars as well as Paul Ferdiani. See who else stays out. A lot of cars staying out.
Yeah, not too many. A couple of guys.
Harrelson did, though, so he's going to get a lap back, as is Shane Cochran. Because I'm getting asked about passing the pace car out. They're okay. They're getting it sorted out. They had a scoring issue on track. They're good though. Okay, now I'm being asked about it. Lap cars want to pass the pace car, and iRacing is not letting them do it. So.
See a couple of guys out here getting ready to go around the pace car. A lot of guys getting back on track. Just looking over the score sheet that we had here, it looked from 12th to about 21st were guys who could get back onto the lead lap if they chose to stay out and go around the pace car. A couple of these guys you see going around right now included in that. But a major benefit to some of the guys who maybe waited to pit right at the last second, as you see Allison, Marcus Miller, Nathan Bentley, and I believe Ron Holmes all still a lap down from having to come in and pit with the leaders. Oh, excuse me. Ron did take the freeway, so a couple of cars there had to come in with the leaders and were unable to get back out ahead of them.
Pace car is off. And we are going back to green. Alright, we're having a current scoring disaster.
Pace car driver could not decide what he wanted to do, I suppose.
Is he coming back out? Or are we just going to run another pace lap?
I believe so. I would hope so.
Well, okay, we found a glitch in the system. Y'all are seeing it live right here at Full Pedal Jacket. We are experiencing our Watkins Gun Glitch. Give me a second, I'll handle it.
As these guys kind of hang out here and wait for that pace car to catch up, hopefully. There have been some instances recently of it just completely disappearing once it goes back into the pits, so hopefully they'll get that sorted out, and then we'll see him come back out and catch the leaders.
Green flag, green flag.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening anymore. We just got the green flag again.
Here.
What? I don't know what's going on.
The pace car driver, that is correct. Lucas Sylvester
I don't know what's going on, dude.
Just informed us the pace car driver is a day late to 420, perhaps.
That's not exactly fair, I don't think, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but...
I don't know, I've never...
I almost want to say it was not letting those guys by because they were too far back under the pace lap. But Steve Korosek has hit the wall and had to tow.
Oh, no.
I believe he got caught. We'll go back and take a look at that.
Oh, Hausmann continues to lead. I have no words, man. I have no idea. So...
Oh, he gets
There's
real
17
loose.
cars. 17 cars, only 11. Steve Korosek has called it an evening. That is tough.
Unfortunate for him. One of his first races back. That's 2 for 2 on early outs for Steve here recently.
Oh man, I don't know. This is a race that is full of firsts, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm almost wanting to say. What we just saw was the green flag not coming out until all of the cars that were on the lead lap passed over the start-finish line.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Never had that happen before in one of these.
Very confusing.
So we'll try to get...
Ran quite a few road races. Never seen that one before. Hopefully, we can get that sent to whoever we need to get everything all sorted out with that. And,
I swear, since they released a new build, a couple weeks ago, it seems like bugs like this are happening 10 times more than they ever did prior to when we actually didn't have to deal with them, and it's just annoying. It's unfortunate. And it sucks, especially for the guys that just got back on the lead lap.
Yeah, quite a few of them got left out to dry there.
It helps if you're guys like Brett Allison, Mason Riggle, Nathan Bentley, Matthew Fleming, because you got to restart with the leaders. But if you're Zach Camella, if you're Cody Harrelson, if you're Shane Cochran, Ian Nelson, Paul Ferdiani, if you're guys like that, it just does not feel great. I'm sure right now, although they are quite a ways ahead of the leader, and this is a shorter stage than stage 1, so
Gavin Rogers
let's see how it turns out.
Decided not to concede any time on this run, it seems. He's sticking right there with him.
Racetrack will do that. 90-degree racetrack. Figured he was going to have some speed at some point, but man, give me just a second. I'm just gonna gotta do something really quickly.
Yeah, so our track today started out at a cool 65 degrees, so we're seeing a 25-degree increase, almost 26-degree increase. And like we said, that is where Gavin Rogers wants this track to be. He likes getting into the corners nice and smooth, getting on the throttle, you know, really, really slowly easing it out on the corners. And whenever this track gets hot, these tires just don't grip the same, and it can really put some pressure on some of these guys who maybe go into the corner a little bit harder on the brakes. And once those rear tires start to break loose, it's a lot harder to save it.
So Hausmann leads, headed for turn 6 here on lap 27, so only 14 laps to go here until our stage caution here at the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, and you can tell these guys right here are really looking for as much speed as what they can get. They're driving the cars a lot harder in this stage than what they were in the first stage. At least these two up here in the front are.
Yeah, far and away the best cars on track right now.
Got a little bit of a pile up here. Ron Holmes, Mason Riggle, Paul Ferdiani, Clint McGill, Cody Harrelson. Go see exactly what happened there.
I see Paul on the pit lane, and it's not been the day he wanted. And I believe he's going to call it an evening. We'll see. Hausmann continues to lead. It's a while before he gets back to Ian Nelson. We'll see if he does it before the end of the stage or not. We'll see. They are on... Well, I don't know if they're on fresher stuff. Some of them are on fresher tires than the leaders, but we'll see if they get to him. He's got a ways to make up here, so... It's Hausmann and Rogers here, and Rogers is keeping that gap right around a second, a little over a second. As we run lap 28.
And there's Ron Holmes going around. It seems like a lot of these guys are really struggling with that carousel left-hand turn and the S's. You see a lot of these guys, it's the same two places that they are spinning out and kind of having an issue.
15 cars on the lead lap, although that number could soon change very quickly. As Mason Hausmann is setting a blazing pace again, but don't look now. Rogers is there this time. That 77 machine is hanging with Mason, put a little bit of pressure on him. We'll see how much it turns out to be here. Bus stop, here goes Mason, with next time by the 11 laps to go in stage number 2. And I think the next stage caution we may try to figure things out a little bit better so we don't have that happen again. We'll see what we can do about it. Most likely, yes. With one to go, ideally, probably, so we don't mess up the scoring again, because I think that's what did it.
Chase Elliott versus Martin Truex all over again, says our driver who missed the starting grid, Brady Shue.
Oh, I didn't even realize. No offense, we've had a lot of stuff going on in this race, though. And Ian Nelson is losing time to Mason, but not very quickly. So we'll see if Ian can hang around on a lead lap here. Same with Cody Harrelson, same with Shane Cochran, same with Zach Camella in the 2. Gavin Rogers hanging around, man. He's there.
Oh, this could be a little bit of a interesting situation. Coming up on some lap traffic here.
Whoa, he's going to go to the outside. Whoa.
That is a scary proposition to do in that corner, but Mason just made that look easy.
Yeah, he decided to run the outside.
Oh, a little bit too wide.
It's a mistake. The first mistake of the going to bring Gavin Rogers to his back bumper.
Half a second loss.
10 laps to go at the line in stage number 2 for Mason Hausmann. That was his first mistake of the night. Oh man, he finally makes a mistake. Luckily, he's able to pull back away from the 77 a little bit.
Yeah, now if you're Gavin, you can't get
way off the racetrack back there in turn 1.
Oh yeah, I believe it's Clint McGill and James Kubinek both.
Oh.
It's unfortunate for them. But if you're Gavin here, you can't get too aggressive and overdrive the car. Wow, James is struggling. Off the track, on the track, off the track.
They're coming up on him. Leaders are coming up on him. Leaders are coming up on him. There he is, bottom of turn 5.
We'll see if he can keep it going. I believe he's off the track again.
Oh, Rogers is in striking distance this time. And he's going to move over for the race leaders.
Oh, that car is beat up.
Battle. We have got a battle on our hands. Gavin Rogers is there. Through 6. And headed for 7. Car on pit road, it's Cody Harrelson. But he will not stay on the lead lap. He's going to go a lap down. 9 laps to go in stage number 2 is Hausmann and Rogers. Chris Stitz. Yeah, let's go on board with Gavin Rogers. We did in qualifying, he smacked the... Don't jinx him again.
Yeah. Maybe get a little bit of a look at what kind of driving line he's doing. Oh! Ooh, just as we said
he's
it.
Driving it hard.
He is wanting to catch Mason.
Oh, he is running these tires to the limit here. He heads for the bus stop.
I do agree. It does seem like we have a cross-series race. How many modifieds are we going to have on the track by the end of this race?
A lot. 1 fast repair in a road course, a tough technical road course like Watkins Glen. A lot. I almost guarantee it. James Kubinek, Ron Holmes, both on pit road. They're closing in on Ian Nelson. He'll be the next car to go a lap down. I believe it's 13 on a lead lap. We'll see. We only got 8 laps to go at the line in stage 2. We'll see how many cars actually end up going a lap down here. And Cody Harrelson's called it a night. Out of nowhere, the 4K has called it an evening. Wow. So Rogers and Hausmann continue to duel for this stage win. Stitz is 3rd, Coffey is 4th, Curtis is 5th. TJ Roberts is up to 6th. He's on the move right now. Actually, I believe him and Bentley are trading that spot back and forth. We'll see. Oh yeah, never mind. Tyler
We'll start a
Bentley's
little
taking
bit
that
of
spot
a
back.
prediction here for all of our Twitch viewers out there. If you want to have a chance to win some channel points, how many open wheel cars will we have by the end of the stage? Will it be less than 6 or greater than 6?
How are we gonna? I'm not gonna count that. I think we've already got more than 6.
I think we're sitting at 4 or 5 now that Cody Harrelson's out.
Possibly. My iRacing has not really failed on me, but it is failing on me. Hopefully it stops. Hausmann's through 6, headed for 7. And Rogers is there. He's hanging with him. He's putting some pressure on the back bumper of Mason Hausmann right here.
Yeah, he is definitely trying to get there with just 6 more laps to go.
So Hausmann's through the S's. He's got a couple cars up here he's going to have to pass. It's going to be Nelson, Zach Comella, and... well, it was going to be James Kubanek, but he is taking that car to the flat part of the bus stop. Ian goes high. He's going to lose a lap. I would not think that Zach would be as giving. Yeah, he is. Interesting.
Well, newly found teammates. Remember, SBM.
I forgot.
Will he race Gavin Rogers hard is the question.
Doesn't appear that way. Hausmann's close to those curbs again off 6. Through 7, it'll be 6 laps to go here in stage 2, and we're down to 12 cars on the lead lap. And Hammond is not far in front of our current leader, so putting on a blazing pace right now is Mason Hausmann and Gavin Rogers for that.
A little bit wide there.
Just make sure not to clip the grass. Here comes Rogers. He's going to look. It's all about keeping your foot in it here through the S's. Who's going to be able to do it? Oh, man, we got a duel on our hands. Oh, it's Hausmann looking so good through the S's. He's got to not be able to trip up. He's not going to be able to trip up like that alone. And he's only going to have a certain amount of chances here. Oh, man, Rogers sent it deep into the bus stop. Rogers is finding his groove here late in this run. He's gonna put as much pressure on the back bumper of that 17 as he can.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard here for Mason to keep fighting him off if he makes another mistake like that. I think he's gonna be there.
Let's see, he's through 6. This is where he made a mistake last time. You notice? No mistake this time. Oh, has to go high in 7 because of Hammond, though. Doesn't appear to take much of a toll on his racing line.
Hammond going ahead and going into the pits. First car let down. Maybe pretty good on his part.
We'll see, because Shane Cochran is right up in the windshield of the 17. He'd be the next car to go lap down to leave us with 10 on the lead lap. The 10's about where we'd stay, because Don is quite a ways around the racetrack right now, so...
yeah, top 10 cars running very consistent laps here, and then after that it's kind of been a little bit of a struggle. Like we said at the beginning of this race, though, it is not really about where you finish. It's about can you finish whenever you come to a track like this.
And Rogers got to the S's better that time. You can tell. Oh, yeah, he's there. We got a battle for the stage win on our hands. Let's see where Rogers goes in 5. Mason's been good in the S's, turn 5, and turn 6. That's been Mason's best spots so far. Oh, Rogers is hanging with him, though.
Yeah, if Gavin Rogers can figure out how to make up a little bit of extra time coming to that final corner and maybe through the bus stop, I think that he might have a chance to go for the lead here right as we're coming to the yellow flag for our second stage caution.
4 laps to go here in stage 2 for Hausmann, who's already won a stage tonight. In fact, has led every lap. Hausmann has been dominant, plain and simple.
Make sure he's not running it wide that time.
Oh yeah, of course. You can't be making that mistake twice. Rogers has to get through the S's pretty decent here. Yeah, he didn't get through it quite as well that time. You can see Mason separates himself. And heads towards the bus stop. Off into the bus stop for Mason. He's got Ron Holmes ahead of him.
Gonna go wide again. Let's see how well he can hang on to it now.
Gavin Rogers had to do it too, though.
Gavin looks like he did a little bit better negotiating that corner, though. He did gain a little bit of time, but right here through these 2 corners, Mason just seems to find space.
Oh, maybe not that time, though. They're going punch for punch here in stage 2. Rogers is starting to figure out Mason a little bit. He's keeping it closer.
Yeah, not nearly the 7/10 of a second gap that we saw there. Gavin sending it hard into the corner there, gaining a lot of time.
Oh, Mason runs a little bit off the racetrack, just a tad.
think Mason may be using Shane Cochran as a little bit of a pin to grab some draft through the longer section of this track.
Cochran moves over for Hausmann. And with that, we got 10 cars on the lead lap. And it happens to be our 10 stage point winners. So we'll see as long as it pans out here over the next 2.5 laps or so. Rogers good through 5 that time.
He's slowly chipping away at this lead now. Like I said, if he can figure out these 2 corners.
Jack Camello is on pit road. He's going to get out on only 1 lap down. And he's going to do that same thing he did last caution. He's going to do it again, I think. Pitting early, right before the stage caution comes out, and getting around the pace car, getting back on the lead lap, and not having to rely on getting the lucky dog.
I believe this is where we're going to see Zach Camilla really put it on. He has been very fast in short runs on this track, so he might have been saving his car for this last stage.
We go on stage number 2. As Hausmann is up through the S's. He slid it a little bit right there to the 17, possibly.
Yeah, Gavin Rogers lost a lot of speed through that turn 1 corner. I don't know if he just slowed down a little bit longer than what he had to or what, but back up to 0.7 of a second. Mason is sitting comfortably where he wants to be.
So as they run right now, we're looking at Hausmann, Rogers, Stitz, Coffey, Curtis, Bentley, Bogo, Coker, Roberts, and Milkowicz. That's the top 10 as they run right now. Cars a lap down. Shane Cochran, Ian Nelson, Brad Allison, John Hammond, Marcus Miller, Zach Comella, and Nathan Bentley, and Mason Riggle. And you got a car 2 laps down. It's Matt Fleming. Ron Holmes, Clint McGill, Paul Ferdiani, they are 3 laps down. Griffin Williams, 5 laps down. And the rest of the cars, other than James Kubanek, at 8 laps down, have called it a night. And Gavin Rogers.
This is a lap where he's going to want to do
Here
it.
we go. We're going to come up through the S's. He's going to have a shot at the 17. How hard does he drive it? Oh, he's trying.
You can hear those tires screaming in pain.
Oh, that's his best S's yet. That's Rogers' best S's yet. Here he goes. He's going to try for the left side. He's there. Oh, and Griffin's in the way. Oh, no. Griffin,
going to go straight through the bus stop.
No, Griffin.
Oh, Gavin Rogers sending it a little bit too hard. Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't practice entering that corner from the high side and really slowing it down and turning it in there hard, you can lose a lot of time, and that's exactly what happened with Gavin Rogers.
Oh, here we come to the end of the stage. And man, what a performance so far by Mason Hausmann. Hausmann wins stage number 2.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Actor Stage Award winner, another $5 richer. Mason Hausmann, he's led every lap to this point. He's got 25 more to lead. Let me just do this real quick, hold on.
So we are looking here at the stage points winners. It's going to be Mason Hausmann, Gavin Rogers, Chris Stitz, Alex Coffey, John Curtis, Tyler Bentley, Brennan Bogo, Matt Coker, TJ Roberts, and Don Milkowicz. Not too much of a shakeup from what we saw in the first stage, minus the fact that Coker and Roberts have switched positions in the running order. It's very interesting to see that Brennan Bogo is able to maintain his run there. Tyler Bentley getting ahead of him quite a bit there. Those 3 cars of Alex Coffey, John Curtis, and Tyler Bentley running really close together on the track. Can't seem to be able to find any speed to pass each other. Maybe it's more of a team orders thing here, trying to keep Coffey out in front to gain more points in these stages. We'll see if these guys can find that magic pace car, and hopefully it won't have disappeared on us. So we can get them all stacked up and figure out exactly what we're going to do on this restart.
I was trying to give the guys instructions of how we're going to do this. We're going to try to delay the green, and hopefully that'll work so we don't have a fiasco like we did last time. So they've caught the pace car, so now we are behind the pace car. Oh.
So, speaking of Mason Hausmann, our $5 winner for the Spectre Stage Award, brought to you by JCB Excavation. Why don't you let everyone out there know who's watching us on Twitch, Dawson, about Twitch Prime?
So, everybody out there watching on Twitch right now, did you know if you've got Amazon Prime, you can actually link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and it gives you a free subscription to any channel that you're a fan of for nothing to you. It's a free sub every month for one channel. Not only can you use it to support the content creators you enjoy watching, but you also get access to a bunch of free gaming loot, bonus rewards, games, other items. Twitch Prime sub gives you access to bonus emotes and sub-only chats, a bunch of privileges there if you help us out that way, and it's a very special place in our hearts. So definitely consider using Twitch Prime. It's a fun feature. I had it for a while. I used it myself on a couple of channels that I enjoy watching, so yeah, definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to use it here for us at Full Pedal Jacket, you can use it for your favorite creator, get their emotes to be able to use in other chats, and so on and so forth. And right now, a game that me, Griffin Williams, and soon-to-be Big Hickory have been playing has been Sea of Thieves. And I'll tell you what, there are some nice loot coming up for Sea of Thieves as part of that Twitch Prime gaming package. So if you got Amazon Prime, it's free to you. All you got to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and be sure to get that. And just as we say that, we seem to have reeled in some fans here. I appreciate that. Run the Empire, 5 Tier 1 subs gifted to the community.
Hang on, we're not going green.
We appreciate that very much. It supports us here and helps us bring more content to all of you guys out there who are watching, and really helps pay these guys for all of these stage wins. And soon to be coming up a little bit of a side project that we're going to be doing, sponsored by JCB Excavation. We've got that in the works now. It's going to be a lot more content for you guys, with the possibility of a prize pool of nearing $1,000. So we'll bring out more information with that as it comes to us. And we'll keep you informed here right on the Full Pedal Jacket Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Oh, we appreciate that, Lucas. So, 23 laps to go. You see a lot of guys coming around passing pace car, getting back onto the lead lap. Hopefully they'll be able to catch up now. And we may be in a little bit of the same situation as what we had before, where we may have a little bit of a delayed green, but a lot more guys stacked up here together. Seems like it's just me and you guys here, as Dawson's doing a little bit of our race control right now, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with this. Like we said, iRacing had an update recently. They've been having a lot of issues. Seems to be like whenever it's our streaming night, we get stuck with the bill on the bugs, the issues, everything like
kinds
that.
of problems on wave rounds. Hang on. Oh man. If it
to see these guys pass the pace car here and try to get around behind everybody. Hopefully we won't see that pace car take a hard right through the pit wall, or through the wall of the track back onto pit lane. Has been known to do that. Guy driving that pace car a little bit crazy sometimes. So maybe we'll see some guys get a chance to catch back up to the field here and get everything ready for a green flag start. Looking at that group of cars that are currently going around the pace car, it looks like we're going to have all the way back to 18th up onto the lead lap. So plenty of hard racing to go. A lot of points positions for guys to pick up here. I know Zach Camille is wanting to get a good finish in this race, it being his first points-paying race back. Tyler Bentley definitely wanting to try to snag his first win and lock himself into playoffs. Of course, he wins the only race where there is no chance to do that in the All-Star race.
All right, I'm having very serious technical issues, but I believe we're good. Oh my. Well, yeah, my iRacing is currently quitting on me like bad, so I cannot see any cars. So, oh, now I can see cars. Oh, I don't think I need to restart it. I don't think restarting it's going to help me.
Well, you see the lights are off on the pace car, so it's going to take that hard right turn. We'll see if it lets him go green here or if it's going to wait for him to get through the S's. And I believe it is going to wait again. So we'll see them go green as they come through the S's.
This is a really terrible situation, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, unfortunate. Now, the good thing is a lot of these guys who were behind are going to have a chance to kind of catch up here and get a little bit closer than what they were before. So, as they come through the S's, I'm assuming we will see it go green here soon.
Attempting to let my iRacing sort itself out, it's not doing so. 10-4. It's the skew. It's the same thing. My computer's killed for some reason. Wait. I don't know. It's killing itself on me.
So we might go around one more to restart on lap 20. I believe that's what we're going to see.
Okay. Are you sure it's this? What? I don't understand. Are we not going back green? I know it is. We're not back to the start-finish line yet.
We'll see exactly how this goes. They're going to restart at the line regardless of what happens here, and we'll race it out to the end that way.
I cannot see them on track, so I'm not sure where they're at.
Oh, and there we go! Wow, a little bit late there. Flagman fell asleep. Pace car driver's falling asleep. I'm about to fall asleep trying to figure out what's going on here. Either that or tear my hair out. See a lot of guys going far off of the track there.
I'm going to have to restart my simulator, I think. So I'll try to be back in here in a second.
We'll go to a little bit of an aerial view here, get some different perspective on the action. You see those three guys right up in front doing the same thing that we saw before, kind of getting a little bit of a lead, followed by the three Runts racing cars right behind them. Very interesting to see how they navigate this course on a restart. You see a lot of guys get stacked up together, but as we get into a little bit of a longer run, you're going to see tires fall off and the lines become apparent, which one's faster and which one is not. So navigate their way through turn 6, coming up on turn 7, this very sharp right-hand turn. You notice that Mason is pretty much sitting comfortably out in the same position that he was before in front of Gavin Rogers, which is now currently under fire by Chris Stitz. So Chris Stitz not letting these two guys get very much farther ahead, and Brennan Bogo made up, or Alex Coffey, excuse me, made up a lot of time in that corner on Chris Stitz there. So a lot of guys really pushing the cars a lot harder. They know this is their final stage. This is their chance to get a win. And we're going to see that show with the aggression that these guys come out here and navigate this track with. Alex Coffey in the practice races has mainly taken his time and waited for a situation like this to really get on the gas, and I was kind of surprised not to see him up here a little bit earlier, but he might have been just trying to figure out how these guys are running the track and kind of go from there. You see he's right down onto those bumpers through that carousel. Good little bit of a breakaway of a pack here, I believe, going all the way back to P6. And then we have our next gap behind the 117 of John Curtis. And let's see, I believe that is Matt Coker behind him. Yes, it is.
I'm loading back in. Give me a couple of seconds. I'll be there shortly.
But as far as domination has seen, this is a Piedra type performance we are having right here. Mason Hausmann leading every single lap of this race so far, unless Space Car's been out in front of him. He's been in P1, so Gavin Rogers definitely driving the car a lot harder in this stage. But I think you can kind of see it showing as he's losing time. It might be the same sort of thing we saw whenever we were looking at his qualifying run. He's driving it a lot harder through the corners, kind of burning up his tires a little bit. He gains through the corners, but road course racing is slow in, fast out, and Mason seems to have perfected that. Just to get kind of a difference, I know we've went one lap on board with Gavin Rogers. We'll switch it up and we'll show you exactly how Mason is taking this track so far.
Well, I will tell you from my own personal experience knowing Mason before he came into our league, the guy is very, very solid on road courses. He is very, very talented when it comes to making the lefts and rights, but not usually in a stock car. This is kind of an early attempt for him at racing a stock car on a road course. So good to see him out front, obviously. Looking to be our first two-time winner. Same with Gavin Rogers, actually. But, yeah, no, Mason is very, very, very good at road racing. I knew that coming in. And boy, he has shown it tonight. What a performance for him so far.
Yeah, through the S's gains a lot of speed. Through the bus stop gaining a lot of speed as well. He is really handling this car around this track. Very clean laps is what he's putting down right now. Not to mention being on board with it here. You see, ooh, a little bit of slide coming out of that corner. He is taking that carousel at around 90 to 92 miles per hour. That is by far the fastest we have seen anybody navigate that part of the track.
Not surprising. Mason's the kind of guy, if you get him in a rhythm, especially late in a race, he is hard to pass. We saw it obviously with his win in Bristol. He didn't really get a chance to get into a rhythm, but you saw as the race went on and he was able to get further into the race, he kind of established a groove for himself, got himself back to the front. And he's a guy that relies on that momentum throughout a race to kind of carry him to the end of the race. So for him, this race has been a dream. No natural cautions to this point, at least. And he's got to be loving it right now.
Yeah, a lot of these guys having surprisingly good runs. Like I was talking about, the Runts Racing cars pretty much settled back into their little rhythm there. John Curtis overtaking Alex Coffey as we see lap car moved out of the way. Gavin Rogers kind of shot to the outside. I think he was maybe expecting to have to take that line. Might have lost a little bit of time there, but not much. He is gaining quickly on Mason Hausmann.
Oh, man, the battle for the lead shaping up here for the end of the race. If you're going to wait until one point in the race to get to him, this is the time to do it. Late in the race when it matters most. And these are two guys battling for their second win, so it appears, I don't want to jinx them, but it appears we may be looking at our first two-time winner here today in Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's Watkins Glen is a very odd track whenever it comes to NASCAR. We've seen it in the real Cup car races where two guys out in front maybe get a little bit too aggressive coming into the final turns and end up taking each other out, leaving space for the third place car to swoop in and get the win. Now, Brennan Bogo has passed Chris Stitz for that position, and he is fairly far back on the track, but it does look like he is gaining on these guys as they're maybe racing each other and not the track as much.
Oh yeah, you knew that'd be a problem on a track where you have to race the racing surface. When you start to focus too much on another guy, you start to lose focus on your line on the racetrack. You can allow a third guy that's basically just putting his head down and working to get up to you pretty quick. We'll see if Brennan can get it done. It's going to be far-fetched, I think, to get up there to these front two. These front two have just been absolutely dominant. They've been the best two cars on the racetrack all day.
Surprising performance to see both of these guys come out and not only race this fast, this consistently, but also be this clean about it. I mean, they've come up on lap cars, they've come up on each other through the corners. Gavin Rogers has closed in on the bumper of Mason quite a few times, and with Mason's reputation, we wouldn't be surprised here if maybe he got a little bit of a bump and run at some point in time, but these guys are really wanting to do this the right way and kind of see who can be faster whenever they're racing the track instead of who can maybe pull a slick move at the end of the race and get out ahead.
We'll see. We're still a little bit of ways to go, I assume. I haven't actually seen the lap count in a little bit here, but I assume not much to go here. There was less than 20 to go when I was forced out of the session, so I'm not sure exactly how many laps to go.
Yeah, we are closing in on 13 to go.
Oh, okay, so still a ways to go. So still a little bit of ways to go at least. I have loaded back to a point. We'll see here.
Yeah, I am reading here that Ron Holmes very upset with somebody. Comments made saying...
Yeah, I heard there was a comment made that he's not necessarily a big fan of, and obviously he was pretty much promising that, I'm not sure who made the comment, but whoever it was is not going to finish next week, so we'll see who that is once we figure out who wrecks early in the race next week, I guess, but...
Yeah,
I'm back in enough time to see the last few laps, so...
Yeah, not what we were expecting, though. As many tempers coming from a road course, but it happens anytime you get guys on the track like that.
Oh, did Mason blink out? I think he did. Maybe he didn't.
He has been struggling with that a little bit.
Yeah, all season, really. It's kind of been a problem.
Back here to Chris Stitz for a moment, who is currently got John Curtis breathing down his neck. And see how maybe this is going on a little bit farther back, kind of see the different lines that these guys are taking. So it seems like the battle maybe pulled off a little bit up there at the front.
Looking through the field at who's having a good day, that needed to have a good day. Tyler Bentley's one of them. He's in 6th right now. Another good run for Matt Coker. Another good run for TJ Roberts. A great run for Don Milkowitz in the top 10 tonight. Zach Camella, not the run I expected out of him. He's 12th, at least for the time being.
Oh, Clint McGill
So
may
definitely
have took an unexpected parking stop right into that wall.
Uh-oh. Oh. So I have been informed it is engine damage on the 2. He made sure to clear that up for me. So yeah, thank you, Zach, for clearing that one up for me. He's got engine under the hood of that number 2.
Yeah, something
some mild,
we expected to see here, or at least I expect to see personally. Seeing how these guys were running the practice sessions anymore with the way that they have these cars set up after this update, a little bit of nose damage can go a long way in terms of heating up your car.
Don't look now. I'm not sure this race is over yet. Gavin Rogers is closing back up a little bit to the back bumper of Mason Hausmann for the race lead. Now, Mason stretches it a little bit. Gavin is not going away. He's not going away easy. He's going to fight this really hard. He's been diving it really hard in turn 1. Then loses some speed in the S's. He's going to maybe have a shot at him, I think, but I don't know. He's going to have to make up some serious time here in the next couple laps if he wants to have a true shot. Catching up to Mason Hausmann.
Yeah, I mean, all it's going to take, though, is 1 or 2 mistakes for him to be right back, breathing down the back bumper of Mason. We saw it happen at the end of the last stage, so it's very possible to have it happen again here.
Mason's through the carousel. Rogers is in tow. Headed for turn 6. Trying to see where the closest battle on the racetrack is besides these two. I guess it's the one we just looked at, probably. Stitz and Curtis.
Yeah, those two having a good run. Brennan Bogo is kind of broken away in front of them, so really putting on a show here. I guess he likes the track conditions now. You notice he's got that nose damage fixed up that we saw earlier, so definitely took his fast repair, and he is showing you the kind of speed that he can have with a clean race car. Unfortunately for him, though, it seems like it may be too little too late unless something dramatic happens at the front of the field.
We'll see. Rogers got close there out of 1, but man, just can't get to the back bumper of the 17 through the S's. And it slid it bad right there. The 77 slid really, really bad. He lost a lot of time. That is unfortunate. For the 77, he's not going away yet. But boy, it's going to be really hard for him.
Oh, wide through the bus stop he goes.
Oh, did Rogers go wide? Oh, no.
I'm expecting to hear high RPMs coming out of this 77 car as he tries to make up that time.
He's going to try to make up the time. It's going to be really tough, though.
That's exactly what you wanted to see if you were Mason Hausmann. That car go off of the track, leaving you a little bit more breathing room. And you know he's got a little bit less right front tire now.
Not really much going on track right now as we run here with 9 laps to go at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, closest battle for position now has switched to being the battle by John Curtis and Chris Sitz for 4th position. As Chris Sitz gets a little bit loose, going a little bit wide. John Curtis right on his back bumper.
Here comes Curtis. Oh, they're coming up to Clint McGill through the S's. Oh, that was close.
Ooh, you can hear those tires screeching.
He's trying to use that bumper, I think, to get by the 41. I can't really say enough about the run the 41 has had today. That's Chris Stitz, and only his 3rd start. It's great to see him running P4 right now. A really strong run for him. After he's run well the last 2 weeks, obviously last week not counting for points, and 2 weeks ago getting caught up in a wreck. Kind of took him out of contention, but good to see him up front here at Watkins Glen. We'll see if he finishes 4th or 5th. It'll be awfully close.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him that he got passed by Brennan Bogo, who is just checked out of this race and focused on the 2 guys ahead of him. He's kind of left the rest of the field in the dust once he got out in some clean air, which after this aero update has been the main talk whenever it comes to running these races. Clean air is king.
Yeah, just a little bit closer to what NASCAR is these days, and that's you need to be aerodynamic to be fast. You need to have the good air on your car. I can tell you one car that's got that right now is Mason Hausmann. It's just, you can never say enough. He has led every single lap of this race. He has not given up the lead one time.
Yeah,
Simply
what a
incredible.
dominating performance. I mean, I know we expected to maybe have a couple of road course ringers out here, but I did not expect this kind of run from Mason at all.
Well, if you joined us last night for qualifying, you'll probably remember my a little bit surprised reaction when Mason ran the fastest lap of the session at a 1:13.49. I did not expect him to be quite that fast. Not that he's necessarily bad here, but just that I thought several guys that were ahead of him earlier in the week were going to be a little bit faster in qualifying. It didn't happen. Mason put the work in, ran the good lap, and has definitely put on a show tonight. He's shown that his work's paying off.
And Mason very quickly showing, as he gets a little bit looser, maybe a little bit scared by Don coming out of the pits.
Boy. Gavin is trying his hardest to get back to the back bumper. That 17 is, Rogers almost got in the back of the 54.
Yeah, I believe Gavin is just suffering really from that mistake that he did. Now, it's not over until it's over. There is still plenty of issues that Mason could have here. Sometimes being out alone is worse for you than having a guy right next to you or beside you that you're racing. You kind of forget what's going on, and as we learned from Mason in our very first race of the season at Daytona, sometimes he needs a map because he gets lost and kind of forgets where he's at on the track.
He hasn't forgotten where he's at on the track tonight, I can tell you that much. He has nailed almost every single lap of the night. So he'll take 6 laps to go right here. It's looking really, really good for him. Everybody's kind of spread out right now. Not much battling going on. That's a really good sign if you're the driver of the 17. And you kind of try to finish this one off here. Just about 6 laps to go.
Yeah, John Curtis getting slowly reeled in by Tyler Bentley here. Tyler looking to maybe get a top 5 and get himself back on track after winning our All-Star race. Trying to get back up close to the points lead. The top 2 guys, I mean, Mason and Tyler just have an amazing gap between them and the rest of our drivers here with consistently high finishes throughout the season. So it's going to be tough for anybody to really get up there next to that points lead going to the end of the season, but winning your in system means you don't necessarily have to be up there in order to get into playoffs.
I was just going to mention the winning your in system doesn't require you to be the points leader. We're even really in the top 12 in points. All you got to do is win a race. So how many chances? It's going to be 7 more chances for guys to win races after tonight. So not many chances left for guys that want to get a win. Although we do have Talladega coming up. That's going to be another wild card track where you're going to see maybe somebody win that you wouldn't expect. And we'll see how that plays out when we go there in a couple of weeks. I know we have Road Atlanta on tap before the playoffs come around. Michigan is on tap as well. North Wilkesboro is our cutoff race. That's the first week of June.
Oh, a little bit of a pile-up coming into the bus stop.
I don't know where... Whoa, they're staying off track. Matthew Fleming's in the grass. We're good. Oh, boy.
We'll go back and see exactly what happened there between those cars. But that could have been very bad. We might have seen our first full course caution.
Yeah, you got to imagine there might have been a minor heart attack from the driver of the 17 right there as he tried to navigate the bus stop there with some cars stopped off in the sand. We all get away from it, though, unscathed. Well, I believe it was Jonathan Hammond and Matthew Fleming that were the cars off track, but...
Yeah, Matthew Fleming took a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, leaders out unscathed, though. 4 laps to go for Mason Hausmann. He's through turn 1. Now it's all up to Mason not making mistakes. It's you versus the racetrack now. And this late stage of the race, see if he can get it done. Looking for battles on track. May have one coming for 5th. See where Tyler is compared to John Curtis. Yeah, we'll see. Tyler is starting to close the gap a little bit on John. Not quite as much as I thought he had.
Yeah, I believe
So
the
really,
next
everybody's
two
spread out.
crashes is going to be Chris Stitz and Brennan Bogo. Chris has made up quite a lot of time on Brennan. Not sure if it's tire fall off, and Chris Stitz, I mean, we've seen he's been fast and consistent on these long runs, so maybe Bogo got a little bit ahead of himself and ran it too hard trying to catch up to the two leaders.
Yeah, so Chris Stitz looking for more, maybe here in the last 3 or 4 laps of this race. Good on him, trying to get up to P3. This would be his career best in his 3rd start, a P3 at a road course, and you got to take that as something going on from here. Chris, the guy that has not won yet, but clearly has the speed to do so, or at least contend. And we'll see how it goes for him here. He's off turn 7, headed for the start-finish line. We'll head back up here towards the leaders. Gavin's trying to close up the gap. He's gotten a little bit closer.
As you can see,
Oh, caught the curve bad right there.
we switch our ticker here to only show the top 5. This is pretty much where the closest battles on track are going to be at. Fortunately, whenever you look back a little bit farther there, you got a couple of teammates racing for position. Not sure if they'll exactly go at it too hard here towards the end of this race. So we'll stop right here at the top 5 and kind of look at the gap. Keep a close eye on Gavin Rogers and see if he can make up any time here coming to the end of the race.
He's trying really hard. It's with 2 laps to go at the line, it's going to be awfully tough. Well, Mason slid the back end right there, though. He's going to be hoping for Mason to make a mistake. Yeah, Mason has not made many of those tonight, so he's hoping for a very far-fetched mistake. Here's one of the places it could happen. Turn 1, Mason, very slow, very methodical. Make sure just to get the car up off the corner. And he's up through the S's now.
As we ride along on the gearbox here, you can really hear how hard it is on the tires when they're going through those S's.
Rogers hit the curb again. Rogers caught the curb in that right-hander up onto the straightaway. He's going to lose.
Ooh, Mason sending in maybe a little bit too early. Caught a little bit of the turtle coming through the bus stop. Doesn't look like it really affected him much with the gap that he has over Gavin Rogers. This may be our most dominating performance we've seen yet. Lead from start to finish in the race. White flag is out, final lap, so even if catastrophe happens here, we're not going to see a full course caution, and this is the time that it may happen. You see Mason Hausmann and Gavin Rogers coming up on a couple of lap cars. Maybe a couple guys who aren't wanting to move out of the way, seeing as it is the last lap, hold on to whatever they can here, and it very well could go wrong. We'll see how hard Gavin Rogers drives it in here to try to catch Mason Hausmann. Ooh, really hard through the bus stop there. Two turns and a straightaway seals the deal for Mason Hausmann. Can Gavin Rogers get there in time? This is where it all comes down. How hard will he send it? Gavin Rogers gets a little bit loose, kicks out the rear end there. You can see he's driving it in really hard. The checkered flag is out. As long as Mason runs this one smooth, he will have dominated this race, and Mason Hausmann is your winner of the Watkins Glen 160. Second win for Mason, our first repeat winner. I know he's going to be very happy about this. He came out and showed us that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with whenever we go to these road courses. And seeing as how he is locked into the playoffs, I know he's probably looking forward to that Roval race. We'll let Mason go around for his victory lap. I'm sure he's wanting to celebrate. That was a very good run for him. Well-deserved victory. Absolutely dominated this entire race. What an outstanding performance for Mason Hausmann. While he's coming around, we'll take a look at our final finishing order. We have Mason Hausmann in first, Gavin Rogers in second, Brennan Bogo in third, Chris Stitz in fourth, John Curtis in fifth, Tyler Bentley, in sixth, Matt Coker in seventh, TJ Roberts in eighth, Alex Coffey in ninth, Ian Nelson in 10th, a very good run for him, managed to squeak into the top 10 there. Shane Cochran in 11th. Don Milkowitz in 12th. Zach Camella did slide down. We saw him take a little bit of a late stop there in 13th. Brad Allison, good run for him. Had speed. Unfortunately ends up in 14th. Nathan Bentley in 15th. John Hammond in 16th. Marcus Miller in 17th. Matthew Fleming in 18th. Paul Ferdiani in 19th. Clint McGill in 20th. Mason Riggle in 21st. James Kubanek in 22nd. Griffin Williams, unfortunate day for him, but he does bring the car home in 23rd ahead of a couple of other guys. Ron Holmes in 24th, Cody Harrelson in 25th, Steve Korsek, early exit for him, 26th, Jason Waller as well in 27th, Cody Griffith in 28th, and Jacob Hockey unfortunately could not finish the race nor start the race, comes home in 29th. So still a decent point save for some of these guys out here. You didn't have a full field, so even if you finished not where you wanted to be at, you're gaining more points than what you would in a normal race, as we see the two new teammates, part of South Beach Motorsports, go at it here and have a little bit of a celebration. Seems that we have lost Dawson Wise, so I will be taking over the broadcast for the rest of the evening, I believe. So we'll go ahead and pull in Mason Hausmann for a little bit of an interview here and see exactly how he's feeling after that race. Mason, it's broadcast booth. You got me?
Hello.
Hello there, Mason. I will be conducting your interview for the first time today, so...
Let's go, Peyton.
Let's go, Mason. How about you? You led every lap of this race except for whenever the pace car was out in front of you. How did it feel?
It felt pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little tired right now. It was a very tough race. Gavin gave me a hell of a time. I'm just really happy to get a good result from my new team. Yeah, it's unbelievable right now.
So we said at the beginning of the race that this was going to be a track where it's car against track, driver against himself. Is that kind of how you felt being out there all alone at the front? I mean, I know Gavin did close in on your rear bumper there a little bit, but it seemed like you stayed calm, cool, and collected all the way through.
I'm going to tell you right now, I was not calm or cool. Zach Camella can tell you that. I was not calm or cool the entire time. But the track, once the heat started getting into it, it was very hard to drive the rear end one, get out, and you cannot put the throttle down very much, like most of the time, but you cannot put the throttle down any more than what you believe that you can do. As soon as you stop trusting the car and yourself, then that's when you start spinning out and wrecking.
Yeah, we saw Gavin in the practice races had a lot of speed on a hot track. Were you worried that he was maybe going to be able to close the gap and get around you there once the track started heating up and it kind of became an issue with grip?
Yeah, I got worried, but I had my mental coach Zach Camilla talk me through it the entire way. Yeah, he told me everything I needed to know and how to do it. And it worked out well. It's really hard to speak right now. It's like everyone here is probably really tired.
I believe it. Well, congrats on your win. First win with your new team. we'll let you go here and enjoy it. It was just an amazing performance. We were all astonished at the fact that you kept out in front there. So have a good one there, and be sure to celebrate with your new mental coach there, Zach Camilla.
Thank you.
I'm actually back now, so I don't know if you had me for the last lap. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Oh, that's brutal! Oh, my call was great. Oh, I'm the only one that got to hear it.
Yeah,
no.
we unfortunately lost our broadcaster Big Hickory, so we had to have a little bit of stand-in broadcasting by me. Hopefully, I did up to standard.
I'm sure you did. I don't doubt it at all. Man, that sucks. I had a ton of technical issues tonight, and hopefully that won't happen again. That's big. Hopefully.
All right. So,
I'll take it off your hands if you'd like me to.
Yeah, now that we got you back, we will bring in Gavin Rogers.
So yeah, our second place driver, Gavin Rogers, came in a very close second place to Mason tonight, was punch for punch with him for most of the race. Comes home just short of that coveted win, and he comes home with a runner-up. So we'll see what he's got to say about his run tonight. Gavin, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
I gotcha.
Well, you come home just short of the win I'm sure you wanted really all week, but you come home second, so, I mean, first off, how does it feel to get a runner-up finish tonight?
Feels good. Good knowing that I'm able to compete with for wins. It just sucks getting all this practice these last few days and still finishing second. I thought I had him there. I thought I was going to have them all at the beginning of the race. I had no idea how fast Mason was going to be. He was really strong there. There was no really saving tires, being better on a long run or so. But yeah, it's hard to talk right now. It's just difficult. No, second.
I definitely understand between obviously finishing second, kind of being frustrated, I'm sure, and you mentioned it all the practice, and Mason even talked about exhaustion. So I want to touch on it with you. I mean, are you physically exhausted? Was that exhausting for everybody, or was it just a one driver thing?
Yeah, I bet we're all pretty much drenched in sweat. I'm kind of covered in sweat everywhere. Really exhausting race. You have to turn left and right. You got to really be 100% focused. It's really hard to stay focused too, because you got to make every corner perfect. Can't really make any mistakes if you want to win it.
Yeah, definitely. You come home second, and you're already locked in, obviously, with your win a couple of weeks ago, and this is a good way to continue on that momentum. We'll let you get on out of here, and congrats on that second place finish, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon.
Thank you.
That's Gavin Rogers. You can really tell, and I'm sure this is going to be a pattern we probably experience here as we go through these interviews, that guys are tired. You may think it's a simulator, and it is, but man, it can be exhausting. For going at it for this long at a technical course like Watkins Glen, it's tough. It's very, very tough, and you've heard from those first two. It may look like they were cruising. They were not. It's very, very grueling on them, and you can tell they're gassed. I'm gonna try to get to. I may have left the Discord. Oh man, I was trying to talk to Chris Stitz. Great run for him. I don't see him though.
Yeah, we do have third place finisher Brennan Bogo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if Stitz was third or fourth. I couldn't remember. I thought Stitz had gotten to him. But yeah, okay. I'll go grab Brendan Bogo. A good finish for him. Definitely third. And it's definitely what he was looking for, I'm sure. And I'll grab him in here really quick. Hey, Brennan, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, P3, I know y'all put in a lot of practice pretty much every week, but it pays off really for the whole team this week. So I want to know first, how does it feel for you guys for your run this week?
Yeah, man, I think we did really well. All that practice did pay off. We learned the track a lot. I got to work on some strategy and everything, so I think that really paid off.
It definitely did. We already asked the front two about this, but I want to ask you too. What is the level of exhaustion right now? Is there a tiredness after a race like that?
Oh yeah, man, my shirt is drenched and I am like shaking from the adrenaline. That car is a handful around that track, but it's a really fun race.
I'm sure that it was fun to watch it all night. It was kind of a unique race being a road course. Where do you go from here, man? It's a third place finish. It's positive momentum. So where do you take it?
Oh yeah, man. I hope I hope I can be talking to you in P1 on the next one, and Runs Racing can take 1, 2, 3. That'd be the best outcome.
Well, we know y'all definitely put in the practice for it. We'll let you get on out of here. Congrats on that third place finish, and we hope to be talking to you soon.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's Brennan Bogo. You heard it there. Exhaustion. I told you it was going to be a pattern. Apparently, quite a bit of sweat involved for Brennan Bogo, apparently. So we don't have fourth place finisher Chris Stitz. I know that. Who finished P5? I'm not 100% sure. I already closed out of everything. I know Tyler Bentley was 6th.
Looking at your 5th place position, that's going to be John Curtis, winner of a very special award that we forgot to mention. Paul Ferdiani, one of our drivers, has put up a $5 bounty every race to the driver who finishes with the least amount of incident points. And John Curtis, the cleanest driver of the night, comes home with a single incident point. All
right, so we'll talk to him, and then we'll talk to some other guys who finished outside the top 5. But we're going to get John's word here from finishing in the top 5, and then we'll get to some other guys. We'll go to John Curtis first. Hey, John Curtis, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you come home P5, really a good night for the entire Runs Racing team. So tell me first, how do you feel about your run tonight?
Oh, man, really, I should have been practicing for this like 2 weeks ago. I feel like I like the track. I like the cars. I just had no confidence in any corner that the car just wasn't going to slide out. So I was pretty much just cruising, having a blast, and trying to help my teammates out where I can.
Well, it definitely paid off, as Runs Racing really has a good overall day, and the practice y'all put in pays off. It seems like on a weekly basis now. I've talked to a couple guys about this already. I want to ask you, what's the exhaustion level like right now after a race like that?
Oh yeah, my my right wrist is ruined. It's a lot of people wouldn't think that it takes so much to do this, but 60 laps on this road course really put it on me, and I know it did for several others. But yeah, I'm ready to go to sleep, man.
Oh, I definitely hear you on that. One last thing, where do you go from here, really, as a team? Where do y'all go from here now that you're running consistently up front every week?
Just keep digging, man. We just got to put in more practice laps, work on some strategy type things, and just keep digging. That's all we got to do. I know we all got the speed, but we just got to put more practice laps in.
Well, we will look forward to seeing y'all do just that and watching it pay off for you as we go on the weeks from here. We'll let you get on out of here. Congrats on that top 5 finish, and we hope to be talking to you very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for the race.
So how about that for John Curtis? Runs Racing all together. That's a team you're going to see in victory lane, if not 1 or 2, maybe all 3 drivers by the end of the season are going to end up in victory lane somewhere. They put in a ton of work every week to get ready for the race, and it pays off tonight especially, as they, I believe, all came home in the top 10 if I'm correct.
Yeah, very nearly all of them snagged a top 5 finish there. Unfortunately, Alex Coffey did run into a little bit of trouble at the end of the race, ended up getting passed by quite a few cars, fell all the way back to 9th position after he was the leader of that little group, of the team running up there in the front. So kind of unfortunate for him, but it really shows these guys are coming out here putting in work week in and week out.
When a 9th place finish is disappointing, you're doing something right. So good to see all 3 of those cars in the top 10, and I'm telling you, they're going to be winning very, very soon, if not as soon as next week when we go to Michigan. So we'll get to a few guys now that did not finish in the top 5. So hope you stayed with us. We'll go to Tyler Bentley next. This was a run he needed tonight. It had really not gone his way the past few weeks, other than winning the All-Star race last week, but obviously doesn't count for points. He needed a good points run. He gets it done tonight and comes home in P6. Really ran near the front all night long. He's back to his old ways, running consistent. Let's hear what he's got to say about it. Tyler Bentley, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, when I say you needed that race tonight, I mean, would I be right in saying that? How do you feel about it?
Absolutely. It felt good to just get out there and stay out of trouble and run my race. So.
Yeah, you come home P6, so you're kind of back to your old ways, running near the front of the field. So you won the All-Star race last week. Did that kind of help you at all, even though it didn't count for points, kind of get your confidence back?
Yeah, it did for sure. It did help boost the confidence. And this week, I did run as much practice as I could here to get used to the track. So with those two things combined, it definitely helped me out today.
Yeah, that's definitely great to hear. And one last thing, we talked to guys about this already, but I want to know from you personally, what is the exhaustion level like after a race like that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That whipped me. I'm not gonna lie there. Just because I knew there was a definite fine line on, for at least for me, on how hard I could push the car, because I knew if I went just that much more, I'd probably been wrecking the car. So I definitely struggled with an unstable car all evening, which I'm sure everybody did, which added to the exhaustion level. So it was intense and tiring all at the same time, but it was good. It was a good challenge.
Well, yeah, it was fun to watch you guys tackle it, really, everybody out there, but we'll let you get on out of here. Congrats on that 6th place finish. We hope to be talking to you very, very soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's Tyler Bentley. You heard it there. His confidence kind of back up after the All-Star race last week. He needed a good run tonight. He gets it done, comes home in 6th position. So he's definitely going to gain back some of those points he has lost over the past few weeks. And it's overall been a good week for him personally. I got 3 guys left I want to talk to, or at least 3 guys left that want to get a word in here about the event tonight. I'm trying to go running order. So I'm assuming... Oh, is it going to be Ian next or Zach next?
Ian Nelson comes home with a top 10, his first top 10
Oh, wow.
Full jacket.
He was 14th when I looked down there, about 10 to go. Wow. All right. Awesome. That's great for him. We'll get him in here and get him to talk about it. Ian Nelson, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Oh.
Hey, Ian, it's the broadcast booth. You got me, bud?
Dead in the water.
Dead in the water. We'll move him back to the waiting channel here, and we'll get him in a minute and see if he
Maybe Mad Dog's dealing with a little bit of a mad dog issue.
Now we'll go to Zach Camella, I think, right?
Yes, sir. Zach
correct?
Camella,
Okay.
Finishing P14, I believe.
All right, Zach, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, I heard you. I mentioned this in the broadcast. You told me you had some engine damage, so I imagine it was not the night you were looking for here tonight.
Well, I mean, it was a struggle all night long, I got to be honest with you. We were running real good in the first stage. I made a mistake. I'm sure you guys saw it. Ran a little bit too hard out of turn 1 and caught the outside wall. Got some damage on the side of the car, and then I ended up coming in for some repairs, got my fast repair, and I forgot who it was sitting at the end of pit road as I was trying to exit sideways. So I had no place to go and smashed into the driver's side of whoever that was, but you know, those are the things that happen when people are out of talent on road courses.
Well, yeah. Oh, I definitely heard a lot of people complaining about that exact problem. So I'm sure tempers are going to flare a little bit next week.
Nah.
I know a couple of guys maybe. We'll see. But going back to your race, I've asked a couple guys this already. What is the exhaustion level like after a race like that?
I know everybody's saying the same thing, and to me, like it was intense. It wasn't too bad. It felt good actually. I really enjoyed it. The clutch work is intricate. It's definitely a track that is tough, especially as you get deeper into a run, because you feel like you're almost driving on dirt with the way you have to kind of turn right to go left and whatnot, and vice versa. So it's definitely a tough racetrack, but I'm just happy that Mason put on a clinic for South Beach today.
Yeah, definitely getting the first win for South Beach Motorsports there, and it'll be exciting to watch y'all grow as a team here as we continue on. We're going to let you get out of here. Good job tonight here in the race, and we'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
You definitely will.
Confidence, man. It's always confidence with Zach. He radiates that confidence, and it pays off for him. He runs up front a lot. and he's looking to get back to his points lead very, very, very soon. And he should do that here in the next couple of weeks. I think I saw Ian unmute his microphone for a second. We're going to see if we've got him this time. I hope we do. We'll see here. All right, Ian, attempt number 2. It's the broadcast booth. You got me? Oh, boy. Ian, it's the broadcast booth. You got me, bud?
Ian has went full Watkins Gun pace car on us, I believe.
Ian has gone pace car on us, I believe.
He is taking a hard right turn off of the track surface into pit lane to never be seen again. Oh, there he is!
Oh, there he is! All right,
Yeah, what happened here?
Well, you're in the broadcast booth. You got a top 10 out of the night, so I'm going to put you on the spot. How'd you feel about your run this evening?
Oh, man, it was a lot better than I was expecting after my screw up in lap 1 going to the bus stop. I locked it up. And somebody was there on the runoff, so I just pitched it sideways, and that's what saved me from getting damaged. But, yeah, I ended up all the way in the back and just popped my way back.
Yeah, and you end up coming home with the top 10 there. Got a few spots there late. I've asked a few guys this already, and obviously most of them have said the same thing, but I want to know from you personally, what is the exhaustion level for you after a race like that?
Oh, I was, wrists were burning, my neck was burning. It was a pretty long, grueling race, especially on the body. But, yeah, I even cut it close there. I came to about 0.3 on gas coming to the checker there. I was catching coffee, and I had to let off.
Yeah, well, I mean, all right, well, you've got a top 10 under your belt now, so where do you take the momentum as we go on from here?
I'm just going to keep going forward with Red Eye Racing here. Get Clayton back next week. And Don ran there the top 12, I think it was. So I think we did pretty solid here today.
Yeah, definitely. It's solid as a team all around. And we'll let you get on at it.
Yeah, definitely expect to keep going forward. And got some tracks coming up. And definitely plan to excel in the truck series.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to that, both Cup and Truck Series-wise. We'll let you get on out of here. Congrats on that top 10, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon.
Yep, appreciate it. You guys do a great job.
So that's Ian Nelson coming on with a top 10. Got a couple spots late. You heard him. He got close on fuel there at the end. Luckily, he was able to bring that thing home without running out. But kind of close, apparently, which is surprising. I guess I didn't hear anybody else complain about that, but differing strategies, I guess. We've got one more interview tonight. This is one of the newer drivers, too, Full Pedal Jacket. We're going to go to Mason Riggle. I'm not exactly positive of where he finished tonight's race, but we're going to get his perspective on it here.
Finishes 21st in the race, but number 1 in my heart. Dogecoin to the moon. That car
Dogecoin
was
to
beautiful.
the moon. Yes, the best paint scheme on the racetrack, in my humble opinion. So we'll get a minute to talk about it. Mason, it's a broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. How do you feel about your run tonight?
I was running good for the first few stages. I was like running 12th to 14th place. I think I was doing pretty good for my first league race, but then there's coffee in front of me, and he pulled in front of me while I was trying to pass him. He was wrecked, I think, or slightly wrecked, and I just got wrecked and had to do a lot of repairs.
Yeah, well, we saw you down on pit road a couple times, so now we definitely know that for sure. I've asked a few guys this, and I want to ask you too. What is the exhaustion level for you after a race like that?
Man, it was a lot, dude. I was sweating a lot, man. The race was very tiring.
Well, yeah, we've heard that from a lot of guys, definitely, and well, you've got your first race under your belt, so I want to know, where do you go from here as we go on the rest of the weeks here in the season?
I think the next race I can race, because I have the track, is Talladega, so hopefully I can do good there. Super speedways aren't really my strong suit per se, but maybe I can do decent.
Well, we're definitely wishing you the best of luck. We'll let you get on out of here, and definitely a great job tonight on the race side of things, and we hope to be talking to you soon.
All right, thank you.
So that's Mason Riggle. He's got his first race under his belt, and he's looking for bigger and better things here in 2 weeks at Talladega Superspeedway. A long night, a problematic race between cautions and technical issues, and everything that could have gone wrong just about went wrong. But we get it done. We've reached the checkered flag. That's another race in the books. We got 7 races left until we start racing for the championship in the playoffs. So we're getting close. Next week is Michigan. It's going to be a fun racetrack. Michigan's a great racetrack. It's a 2-miler, and it's going to rely a lot on tire fall-off. So we're back to those tire strategy races. We all love them. And then after that, we go to Talladega Superspeedway. So the next 7 weeks, you're going to want to tune in, but especially once we get to the playoffs, be here next week with us. I know it's gonna be a good one as these guys get back out on track. They know how to put on a great race, and tonight was no exception. They worked through some issues on scoring and issues on the Sims part, but they got through it. They pushed through, and we get done with a pretty good race at Watkins Glen. We are sponsored, as always, by JCB Excavation and William Rice, as well as Supreme Apes since the very beginning. I think that's about all I've got. I feel like I've talked my head off here in the past 2 hours or so.
Yeah, about the only thing that I have to add to that is if you liked what you saw here, be sure to tune back in on Friday night, same time, same place as what you found us this time for our first running of the truck series at Daytona.
I don't think
very interesting race.
I know Peyton will be here with you, and I believe if he is free, we'll have Adrian Piedra covering me again like he did last week, as I am planning to race the truck series. We'll see if that works out, but that's what the plan is as of right now, and I know we'll be in good hands with Adrian up here. But I'll be back with you, if not Friday, then next week for another week of Full Metal Jacket content. And, man, it's been good. Join us next week. I mean, that's all I've got, I think, unless Peyton's got anything else, which he typically doesn't.
Yeah, that is all for now. So take it away, Mr. Hickory.
That is league owner Peyton Jennings joining me in the booth. I am a Big Hickory, a.k.a. Dawson Wise. And everybody have a good night, and we hope to see you very soon.